Yeah, good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. 64 as we wait for high of 90, Odie.
It's getting here, but I tell you what, it feels good out there this morning. So if you hadn't got out, get your cup of coffee and take the TV or tablet with you so you can watch us and go out there and sit on the porch.
Almost make you want to do what Sophie, my dog, would do, go out there and waller around a little bit and go, woo!
Oh, she sure did. She was a clean dog before she started that.
Yeah. The other morning there was dew still out on the ground, and my little one, as she come across there, Miss Ellie, was trying to make it over here to my studio, and here comes Sophie watching her from behind the lawnmower. She chases her down, knocks her down, and gets grass all in her fur. Bless her little heart. She's only 2 foot tall. She couldn't make it very far. Dogs play all the time. Something else. Well, we got some folks without a job, Odie. They have been laid off. As General Motor has been on strike in Detroit, Kansas gets its first layoff from this. 2,000 people have been laid off because, well, they can't make cars without the other parts. So, how long will this last? We don't know. The United Auto Workers are on strike. They want more money. Most Americans go, wait a minute, you're making a pretty good bit now, as they want 40% more and more time off.
But the fella who's sitting back going, I think y'all need to strike and not worry about getting a paycheck, is steadily getting a paycheck.
That union. I remember a Dwight Yoakam song. He talked about, he said, those union dues sure didn't mean to add up to much when I got my layoff notice.
That's right.
They can put you out of work.
Them dues.
That's right. And it's expensive for one. I've never worked for a place that had a union, so I don't know much about it. But when they strike, you don't work. And what does that mean for you? Used car prices goes up. It means that new cars will be harder to get. And depending upon how long this lasts, if y'all all remember, all because of computer chip. Remember that? You couldn't get a new car?
Yeah. Couldn't get anything. We were trying to get new radios. And we couldn't even get new. Now, I'm talking about our emergency handheld radios. Yeah. And it was slow getting those because of
electronics. And nobody would do it. Yeah.
It was terrible.
Yeah, that's one of the things that happens across America there. We'll watch this closely, see how bad that gets. If you were thinking of getting a new car, you might have to wait a little while there, though. That's one of the things happening in America today. Let's see what's happening locally here. Now, lane closure last night on I-20, all that's opened up. Exit 152, 153 right along in there. All of that is back open and working this morning. So nothing to worry about on your travels there. They should have gotten that on time.
I hope Highway 19's open.
Man, at the traffic.
That was...
Let me see if I can get a picture there, Odie. This stretched all the way back to Marion. At this point, this was just at Faith Baptist, this picture that I've got. But it got increasingly worse and stretched all the way past Marvin's.
Yeah, this went from State Boulevard Extension all the way to Marvin's. When you've got too many companies coming in my opinion, and trying to do some work, but I don't know. I hope that the time frame's a little bit different, but take you another route home.
Yeah, but I'm thinking out loud. Couldn't something like that, of whatever they're doing here, been done at night when there's less travel?
Could have been done when the less travel.
That's what I'm thinking, at 5 o'clock during rush hour.
Yeah. A lot of people, and that intersection down there is one of the absolute busiest in our area.
Yeah, it sure is.
So, yeah, you kind of want to clear that up.
Let me show everybody a map, because this is highly, highly important. You'll hear sirens in the night, and you're going, well, what's going on? Well, somebody started to burn a trash pile, and it got out of hand. Right here is what's going on in the state of Mississippi. This was released by the Mississippi Forestry Commission. We are gaining more burn bans than we are taking out. Here's Lauderdale County, Marion, Kemper County, and Neshoba not under that yet, but Leake, Atala, Madison, Yazoo, and now up through the Mississippi Delta has been added to this. This is, you can't burn trash, can't do anything. As you'll scroll down through here, here's the list. Lauderdale County went under August the 18th, and it's until further notice, no exemptions. There's not even an outlook of when this could be taken off. But there it is. I've got a link to this on our Facebook page that you can take a look at to kind of understand a little bit better of what's going on with the burn bans. We don't want anything catching on fire. And Clark County, speaking of that, y'all rolled consistently yesterday. Enterprise area, DeSoto area. There was a lot of little forest fires that broke out yesterday. So be cautious, be careful, don't light. It's just not worth it there. Let's see. Good morning to Donna Sims. I see you're up in Adam today. Debbie McGibbon, look at you.
Man, I think we've got a lot of them up going. And
tree stumps being burned on 5th Street yesterday, she said. Whoops.
Boy, I wish they'd start giving out tickets. In Marion, this burn ban doesn't necessarily affect you because there's a law that says you shall not burn inside the city any.
So I didn't know that law existed.
You cannot burn inside the city.
Well, Gary Bell tells us that Mr. Google says that if you're on strike, you still draw 500 from the union. Missed that one.
Well, I mean, it's not like they don't have the money.
There you go. We did have, speaking of the forest fire thing, I had pictures sent to me yesterday from the Jackson area. This is going to be the Terry area as we pull this up here. The road was blocked off. They had a forest fire going on there that was out of hand. As you'll look at these pictures, you can see the smoke developing there. Residential areas, a lot of places that were threatened by this fire. And talk to anybody that's ever lost their home to a fire. It's bad. As we'll have the FCA in with us in a few moments. Churches often help as much as they can when somebody loses their home and everything they have. The American Red Cross shows up. You'll see this guy show up on scene. It's tragedy when you lose your home. So not only is it you can wait on a pile of brush, think of your neighbor. Do you want to lose what you've got? You don't want to make them lose what they've got.
Everything's dry.
Yeah.
All the wood on your house is dry. It doesn't take long. One little spark will change your life forever.
Now, we've gotten someone missing from Neshoba County, a young man that's 15 years old that they think has maybe fled. He's a runaway. They think maybe he's ran toward the area of Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, as we pull this up. Here's the picture that we were giving here. This is Zachary Jaden Isaac Wade, runaway from Neshoba County. Again, headed toward the Neshoba. Contact the Sheriff's Department there. If you happen to know where he is, if you've seen him, contact police. Family like to have him back there. You never know why somebody runs away or what the circumstances are or what made them think that. But that is underway right now. Let's see.
Wow. That's...
Is it next week? Both of our meetings are going to be coming up at Clarkdale and also at West Lauderdale for the CTE buildings.
Let me get that because, yeah.
I believe it is next week, like a Tuesday and a Thursday, possibly.
I think so.
Don't forget, coming up October 3rd, there's going to be a vote in Lauderdale County. One of the most controversial things that's been put out in a while. It's the talk of the town, so to speak. Do you want your taxes to go up? I don't think there's anybody that'll say they don't want to take away from children. They don't. But as I talked to someone yesterday in a line in a store, she said, I only make X amount. I'm not going to get any more. I'm retired. I can't handle much more. And there's family after family after family like that. Is it time for cutbacks?
One of my little pet peeves is everybody says, well, so-and-so's on a fixed income. I'm on a fixed income. I mean, most everybody out there, most all of y'all are on a fixed income. The only way it's going to fluctuate is down if you don't show up for work. You're only making so much. So we all are going to feel this pain. Every single one of us are going to feel whatever change it is. The price of fuel, it's going up. The price of food, it's going up. The price of cars, going up. The price of everything is going up, and we don't need anything else that we can control to go
Here's
up.
a couple of points what people are kind of bent out of shape over. It's costing anywhere from $20,000 to $60,000 in the special election that's going to be on October 3rd instead of putting it on the ballot in November when we're going to have the regular election. It costs to hold elections. Second, holding it at a school instead of your normal voting precincts. People feel that they're getting, what's the word I'm looking for, the wool pulled over their eyes. People won't show up to vote. That's what a common man thinks. Now, is that in writing anywhere? Absolutely not. But I think most people think that it does throw you off if you don't know where to go to vote. And there's going to be a lot of people that just don't go vote. Here's the next thing that was brought up to me yesterday in conversation about all of this. Safety. Schools. You cannot go to a school without checking into an office. You don't. And you try to keep people away from there to protect the children. When there's bad weather, school is turned out. During COVID, we held classes at home through computers. What do you call that, Odie? What do y'all call it when you virtual days?
Virtual days, yeah.
And so the proposition says, if you are truly trying to look out for the safety of the children, let's hold on a second here. Let's cancel school this day. Let's don't have any teacher, let's don't have any child at school and do a virtual day from home. And let's do the vote from the school if you're going to do it that way.
Yeah,
odds are that's not going to be done.
You're letting anybody come on the campus that day. And you've got to let everybody that comes up there get on campus that day. And how many, I don't know, does a child predator have the right to vote?
Not supposed to if you've been convicted.
So
if you're a convicted felon.
Hopefully, but we're opening our doors.
Oh, yeah, to anybody to be on campus. This is a concern.
Yeah,
now,
so that was, so the 26th, and let me pull up this one here, which is going to be this coming Tuesday, the 26th at Clarkdale High School, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. is where they're going to meet for that one. And then Thursday, the 28th, 1 week from today, 6 to 7 p.m., will be West Lauderdale Elementary.
All right, let me throw this into the mix. We've gotten $8 million given to us by the state of Mississippi. I turn to East Mississippi Junior College next. Scoop, Mississippi. They are also starting a technical program, welding, fabrication, and all this. They were given $3 million by the Economic Development Administration. $3 million. Then they were awarded $4 million in local and state funds. Okay, I add that up, that's $7 million, and they're building a facility at the college for $7 million. We've got 8, and we're asking for another 12.
Well,
just small thoughts. Now, I've never bought equipment. I have not been there. I'm just saying it's a lot of money. This will have long-lasting effects, and there's going to be other things that raise your taxes on down the road. How much can you stand? We'll be right back. We're headed to the FCA next. Look out. JJ Nelson. JJ, you over there?
I am. I'm here.
He's here. He's going to tell us all about what's going on out of the church. It's right around the corner. Summertime has arrived, and Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 has the exact lawnmower for your need. If you've got a big yard with acres and acres to mow, they have a mower for that. No matter the size yard you have, Freeman Tractor has the lawnmower that fits you and your budget. From 48-inch all the way up to 60, or the X-Mark lawnmower. Plenty of these to choose from. Also, they carry a complete line of LS tractors. Come by for a test drive today. Financing available. Drop in today to Freeman Tractor, Highway 494, see coleslaw or buttermilk.
Your next Maytag or Whirlpool appliance is waiting on you at All Temp Appliance and Refrigerator. If you've been trying to locate a freezer, stop by and see their big selection of upright and chest freezers, a showroom full of stoves, gas, and electric. Maybe it's a new refrigerator from large double doors to the simplest of refrigerators. Name brand washers and dryers like Speed Queen and Amana. And delivery is available with a great service department to back up what they sell. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, and by appointment after hours and weekends.
And welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. This is Odie as we travel along on a early Thursday morning as the sun's coming up.
And it's nice out there.
You wanted to say I got cakes on the griddle, didn't you?
Yeah, come close to it. I wish my wife had a couple cakes on the griddle. She doesn't wake up when I wake up.
Bless her heart. As we said, we got special guests coming soon. A Night for the King. It's going to be a big worship rally coming to Collinsville First Baptist Church as we welcome JJ. How in the world are y'all doing today?
Man, we're doing great. I mean, it's a pretty morning. I've had my coffee, and so life's pretty good right now.
So how many cups a day you have?
Just one. I'm usually one in the afternoon. I mean, one in the morning, and if I really need one, I'll go to one in the afternoon.
Man, I must be very bad because it takes me a lot more than that, Odie.
Yeah, and it's not a little bitty cup.
No. We got to have lots and lots. All right, tell us about the event that is coming to the church. When is it?
Sure. So, Night for the King, FCA worship rally. This is not. We're hosting it at Collinsville First Baptist, but and I'm the student pastor there. But it's not a Collinsville First Baptist event. We merely want to be able to host the event to promote what FCA is doing in our county and to give students an experience to be able to worship the Lord and get together and see a bunch of familiar faces and all gather for the King. It's a night for the King.
Now, y'all mentioned that this is it the fourth year y'all doing this?
This is our third. This is our third.
Okay, what do we had in attendance in the past 2 years? What was how many people showed up for this?
The first year we had, I believe, a little over 300, and then last year a little over 400. So it's grown, and it's certainly been a huge event. It started really as a West Lauderdale event the first year. We said it was a Night for the King with a K on the front of the night, and then as we saw it kind of grow, we said, well, we don't want to limit, this, and so we last year kind of expanded that and more churches. It's a Wednesday night, and so a lot of student ministries meet on Wednesday nights, and so we had more churches jump in with us as well. And so, man, we're looking forward to it this year, and we expect that pattern of growth to continue.
Well,
good deal.
You just got me and Odie interested. I see where dinner's included in
That's
this.
what I saw.
That's
It's
right.
in red.
McDonald's hamburgers, man, it's hard to beat.
That's
Oh,
all
you
right.
can't beat that.
Get you a meal.
Now, tell me this: if you're watching from a different school or work with the other programs, what do they have to do to be a part of it? Who do they contact? What do they do?
Really, it's just about being there, showing up when the time is there. The cool thing about this is it's going to be 100% student led, so that there's not. Of course, adults are involved in the planning and making sure things happen, but from worship, the band that'll lead us is the Beyond Worship Band, which they have had some awesome events. It's completely student run, student led, student planned, and then our speakers will all be. We'll have 3 high school students and then 1 college student.
That's awesome.
Right.
That's going to be nice, and I hope that this continues to grow year after year. We need a little bit more God in our schools.
Oh yeah.
And we still have, what is it called? Meet you at the pole or prayer at the pole.
Yeah, see you at the pole.
See you at the pole. So
You
we've
were
got
close.
that close to it.
Yeah.
My day in school, we prayed in the classroom.
Sure did.
Of course, that was a long time ago. And I'd really like to see where it come back to having a prayer in the school with the freedom to worship God in our schools.
And I see Hillary joining us there online there, and she's of course
It's growing,
affiliated
she
with it.
said.
Yes.
Yeah, man, good deal.
So what else do we need to know about it to attend this? If it starts at what does it say 6? What time do we need? What time do we need to be there? What all goes on here?
Yeah, so the doors will open at 5:45.
Yeah.
Doors open then. We'll give about 30 minutes to hang out, to eat. At 6:15, worship will begin. We planning on concluding that around 7:50. You never know, if the Lord moves, we might go a little past that.
It could be.
But yeah, that's the time frame essentially.
And this is October the 4th, correct?
That's right. So essentially 2 weeks away.
Golly, 2 weeks from October. God,
This has been a fast year.
It has.
man, it has. It has been quick.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we thank y'all for coming in. We appreciate it very much, and we invite everybody out to come worship with y'all on October the 4th there. FCA, a Night for the King. We appreciate y'all.
Absolutely.
Yes, thanks for having us. Hope to see
Yeah.
you guys there.
We will be. You going to be speaking too? Anything?
I'm not I'll be MCing.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
So-
Braden is pretty awesome. He's doing a lot of work for the Lord.
Yeah, we appreciate that. And you go to West Lauderdale?
I'm a student at MCC right now.
MCC?
I did graduate from
MCC.
West Lauderdale, though.
All right. right. Well, thank y'all so much for being a part of this. We appreciate y'all coming in this morning.
Thank you for having us.
All right. That's going to be out at First Baptist Church of Collinsville. Can't miss it on the left.
Oh,
Biggest thing you'll
no.
see there at the almost where there should be a red light.
Go to the four-way stop, go through it, and you'll see it right there on the left. Beautiful building.
It is absolutely coming up. We got more details of what's gone on over the last 24 hours. Don't rush off from us.
Yeah.
We'll all learn something together.
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in-store, through our app, over the phone, or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call or message us, you are promptly greeted by the Mr. Discount team that's ready to help. When you choose our pharmacy, you're choosing a locally owned pharmacy that cares about you and your community. Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs makes a difference.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
What is this that I see, Odie? Somebody doing some planning? Oh, my heavens, what has happened? There was a boo-boo last year, and we hate it when you're forced into a decision of you have to choose. And that happened last year. But this year, everybody's on board, and they talk to one another.
And they decided, look, there's more than one day in the year.
Yep.
And we want everybody to be participating
In the Christmas spirit.
So let's talk about, separating these out. We got 365 days in a year.
What we're meaning is there's last year the Christmas parades in Collinsville and Marion fell on the same day, and you had to make a decision of where you were going. That was awful. That was bad. As we see here, Meridian has announced there's after Collinsville, as we see that the Christmas tree lighting will happen in Meridian on the 28th of November at 6 o'clock. The following weekend, Collinsville will have theirs. So everybody can attend. If you've got a Christmas parade coming up, we'd love to hear from you. From Philadelphia, Marion always has a great
Marion's
Christmas
got
parade.
one. Yeah, Newton, Clark County's got one. So y'all let us know. And I want to say that Barry is going to get, if he had 12, it'd be different. But he's only got 2 cows that he can put horns on, and he's going to get pulled in the sleigh.
Woo, Clark County. Y'all get ready.
Talk about Barry. We met his sister yesterday.
We sure did.
We learned an awful lot about you, Barry.
We're talking about,
and I thought we was friends, and we found out some stuff.
we sure did. What Odie is referring to is Chief Deputy of Clark County.
Yeah, and talk about where we met her. Let me tell you, this is the second time we've eaten at this place.
Yeah.
And we walked out with our belly full. The food was good. The people were nice. And
Over
that was
the top.
at Cash Savers. Walk in. You might have to stand in line because the food's so good that
But it
people are
moves
coming.
quick. Very
It does.
affordable.
It's real nice. It's clean. We sat there and ate. But Cash Savers, go in there to the deli. They've got the hot plate lunch. It's awesome.
It is. I had fried chicken and black-eyed peas. It was good stuff there.
The Salisbury steak and fried okra. We might have to go back.
It was some kind of good there. Irma says, don't forget, Decatur also has a Christmas parade as well.
Yeah.
Let us know the dates on all of these when everybody gets those. We would love to have them.
Yeah, and Bob's getting ready to go hunt a bear.
Really?
And he said if we don't hear from him, the bear won.
That would be bad.
Oh, he actually said the bar won.
The ball. As we get into this, always remember, in this day and age, if you're in charge of security tapes, be careful what you pull off. As a high school principal and the assistant principal are sort of in hot water. Of course, they're not saying a whole lot about this. This would be in Delaware. This is another thing. There was a fight between 2 students, and so the principal goes in, and I guess it was funny to them, but the problem was it got out. They had a fight, and some clothing was ripped. They took the student's picture that, Odie bared the bare chest area of a young lady, and they replaced her face with Janet Jackson and made it a meme from the Super Bowl, if you remember.
I remember that.
Mama didn't take it too well.
I Bet not.
Yep. Yeah. Everybody's on administrative leave, and there's a lawsuit in the works. And then on top of
good.
that, that's a minor. You can't do stuff like that. And it's some splaining going to have to be done over that one as we look at that. So keeping you up to date with what's going on in Delaware. We don't hear a whole lot out of Delaware, do we?
No, we don't.
Another thing that's coming up in Meridian, and I told you, boy, I got to go down to this.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of stuff I got to drop off.
I do too. I do too.
City of Meridian has announced that the Household Hazardous Waste Day is coming up Saturday, October the 7th. Now, what does that mean? Let me show you here what the picture is, what they're telling us that you can drop off. Aerosol cans, paint thinners. You know, they'll sit on your shop area for years, and you go, I got to get rid of that.
Because you can't put them in your little blue cans or your regular general trash. That does not need to go to the landfill. That's got to be took care of separately.
And if you've changed antifreeze in your car lately, or even your oil, you have paints, solvents, old batteries, all of this stuff can be dropped off. Your locations that you'll be able to do this. North Hill Shopping Center is going to be part of this. The Public Works Complex at 311 27th Avenue. It's going to happen 8 till 2 Saturday, October the 7th. So make note of that. I missed it last time. I was going, but I messed up and didn't go.
Oops. But yeah, definitely. If you've got some stuff, go ahead and get it together and get ready to take out there to it.
And if you've got something that you're not sure of, you can call them at 485-1970 and go, hey, does this qualify? So make sure you get that taken care of. Let's see what else we got. Coming up. Oh, Marion. It's getting better, y'all.
The water is safe to drink. So fill your glass up.
The mayor called me last night and let us know that that boil water notice is out. So that means that all the eating places are in good shape now. They don't have to boil water before they use it to cook with. I'm sure there's a lot of excitement there in Marion over that one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Now, let's go to Lauderdale County Sheriff's Office. There's always a lot of controversy over this of, well, I don't understand this. Well, let's go here and take a look at what's going to happen. And the Sheriff's Department making an announcement over this of who, what, and why. They have checkpoints coming up, DUI checkpoints.
Yeah.
Starting on the 22nd through the 27th, this is where they're going to be set up checking for DUIs. 493, the 493 self, that's the old...
That's just right down here
Little,
by the Little Acres.
Little Acre.
Yep.
Right there in that curve.
Yep.
They're going to be set up. If you've been drinking, you will go to jail. Now, as you get into all of this, let me go back to my page and pull this up. There's a note from Chief Deputy Ward Calhoun on this of why he does this. It was a lawsuit during 1990 that prompted the change in all of this.
Yeah, somebody went around a curve. There was a sobriety checkpoint. They went to jail for a DUI. He went to court saying, I think that was wrong. They should have told me they were going to be there. Well, that was the purpose of them being there, so
Right.
they could catch you. And our Supreme Court says, you're right. You ought to have a knowledge of that. So the law came out from Supreme Court that says you shall now tell where you're going to be.
And here it is, direct words from Ward Calhoun. It says, we are required, based upon previous court cases, to provide public notice, date, time, and location for sobriety checkpoints. Said that wrong, didn't I? Yeah. These type of checkpoints are different from roadside safety checkpoints, where we are not required to notify the public in advance. This is not a new ruling. It's from the U.S. Supreme Court, as Odie said, in 1990. It's called dotting all the I's and T's, from Chief Deputy Ward Calhoun. And we appreciate that note. It explains it.
Yeah, and now, let y'all understand this. He has to tell y'all when those sobriety checkpoints are. But if they're doing a roadside safety checkpoint, either looking for someone or they're not looking for DUIs. They're looking for people without a driver's license, without insurance. Those types of roadblocks don't have to be.
That's correct.
But if you go through there and you've done had a few of these, you're going to go to jail. So, and then look, don't get on Facebook and go, oh, I just went through a roadblock over here and over here, because if someone gets around the corner, they see that, they turn around, they go the opposite way, they've been drinking, they end up having a wreck and hurt your family. You don't want that.
I see the point you're making on that.
Just go through the checkpoint, go on about your way. But don't sit here push everybody out that they're having roadblocks here and they're having roadblocks there. It may not end up good.
You know what I don't see anymore? And maybe I've just missed it. Y'all tell me. You remember back in the day when a highway patrolman was hit up in the bushes and everybody would flash the lights at you to warn you?
Yeah.
Do you see that anymore?
I have seen it a couple times more in Alabama. Have you ever seen that?
No, what's that mean? Huh?
That was antennas, and you had cops.
Howdy. I ain't never heard of that.
Yeah.
How do you see that on a 4-lane?
Well, if you're riding down the road, well, it's not the 4-lane. That was
Two-lane
two
road.
lanes.
I would take that as just somebody's waving at me. How you doing?
You know, yeah, but that was antennas.
I did not know that. But the flashing of the lights, is it? Do y'all still see it? Growing up, even through my 30s, it was a real
Ding,
common
ding, ding,
thing.
ding, 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 ding. Yeah. See it all the time.
Okay.
Austin said he sees it all the time.
Okay. And if you didn't
Yeah.
know about that, try it sometime. However, Trollman might not like that, but it
Or
is.
just, try it with a car coming up on you. It doesn't have to be one of
It
them.
means slow down for whatever reason.
Man.
But that used to be the thing. Anyway, we'll be right back. We're going to check on this day in history. We got a lot to talk about this morning to inform you on. All happening here with Scotty Ray and Odie. Good morning.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Every event starts with a great grill, great cookware, and access meat and dairy, along with frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, day beds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From coolers to trailers, we have everything you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
Your local farmer knows a good deal when he sees one. The L-Series Kubota tractor is the #1 selling compact tractor in the USA and offered at Parish Kubota with 0% financing available. Come see why we're more than a tractor store at Parish Tractor.
And welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. And this is Odie as we move into a Thursday morning. Beautiful outside, 64 as we wait for a high of 89 to 90, depending upon where you are in the state of Mississippi. Over near the river, it's going to be a whole lot hotter. We'll get over 90 in that direction there. Lisa, good morning. Good to see you with us there also. Louise, good morning there. Also, Teresa checking in with us there. October we'll got Odie checking on a couple questions about all that. We'll be back with all that. Good morning, Miss Ann. All right, let's go back to 1780 as we start our day. Treason was committed, Odie, and I know you've heard this name as we go back. Benedict Arnold.
$200. Treason. I think if you get treason, it ought to be.
Yeah, he was. He would be one of the first that ever committed treason in the United States.
Yep.
He was giving information to the British. Didn't work out so well for him in the end there. Well, 1931, this guy has had numerous hits, but I don't know whether you'd call him Nelson or you would call him JR.
Because at the time, I was not into soap operas, and that's what Dallas was. I had to watch it sometime. But I really loved him and Genie.
But boy, Dallas, man, I was
big.
a kid. It was who's going to run the oil company, and then you had Jock, who just told them they were complete failures as kids. Bobby, you're weak.
You're weak.
You're not as tough as JR.
Yeah. When it come to the shooting, I mean,
Who shot JR?
everybody
Yeah.
started paying attention to it then. It was crazy.
JR was, I guess, one of the first that ever made it to television that most of America loved to hate him. Is that a word for it?
It really is.
He was bad, but you couldn't do without him. You had to see what JR was going to do next.
You had to keep watching to see if you could hate him any more than what you did.
What a show. Now, this next guy, you will not recognize his name, but you will remember the part as the car is falling. He reaches over and goes, "I've always loved you."
Just want to let you know.
Anybody remember this scene from the Blues Brothers?
We're not going to make it.
This guy right here, Henry Gibson. He was the little Nazi guy that was chasing the Blues Brother. They drive off the bridge. And the car is falling, and that's when he goes, I've always loved you. That big hole in the ground. Floop.
He has played in a lot of things, and I'm sitting here.
Oh yeah,
I remember.
I've seen his face. The little bitty guy there.
Yeah, yeah.
The Blues Brothers. What a show that was. And this guy, I don't know what somebody done to him as a kid.
Well, they man, he got fried up there because he's got some thoughts.
Stephen King, Mr. Spooky himself, has a birthday today. I mean, isn't he like the king of spook?
Oh yeah, yeah. He's got it.
I don't. My mind can't even work that way, y'all. There we go. Let's see here. 1950, this old boy would come along. Who am I talking about? Well, you remember it happens every February. He was big at that as we go back. Bill Murray celebrating a birthday today, born in 1950. I like me some Bill Murray.
It's the same day. That was a good movie.
It was.
Groundhog Day.
You know, the girl that played the reporter, and I think got out of television after that.
Golly, what's her name?
She had a birthday not long ago. I remember seeing it.
Yeah.
She's a beautiful girl.
She is.
All right. Can you sing Louie, Louie?
Louie, Louie.
Anybody remember this scene from Animal House? One of the first times I had ever heard the song as a kid.
Oh, man.
Dwayne Jesse was born on this day, and he was the guy that was on stage singing Louie, Louie at the big party there. So I thought we need to remember him because that was such an iconic scene from the movie there.
Yeah.
Animal House. They were good. Very good there. Let's go back. I didn't watch this show. Did you?
I didn't, and I've tried to watch one of his comedy routines, and he wasn't even funny on it either.
It's not my cup of tea. We're not saying that he's rude or ugly or anything. He's
No.
just not my kind of funny.
No.
As we go back for Dave, you pronounce that Collier?
That's the way I would.
Yeah, he was the guy from the brother that didn't have a job that lived with him and wouldn't move out.
Collier.
Yeah, Full House is where you'll remember him from.
I guess Cajun, that's Collier.
It could be. But I don't know, it just did not, it wasn't funny to me.
No, it was like dry. I don't know.
Yeah.
Now that's my fella. I like this one.
1957 it would premiere, and he would probably play the part up until his death. He was definitely known as this guy. People couldn't shake it, and they love it to this day.
Oh, it's still going.
Yeah, Perry Mason premiered on television. What a hit it was. He was the attorney that, well, you just couldn't pull the wool over his eyes, no matter what.
And then, you know, that spawned Matlock.
Yeah, so what was better, Matlock or?
I think both of them. I don't.
Hard to choose?
To me, I love both of them, and I'm not going to pick favorite between the two because I can't. Because they didn't compare. They were both just a little bit different.
Let's go to Star, Mississippi. In 1967, somebody rushed up to Jackson, Mississippi, and they had a baby.
We need another poster.
Yeah, here we do. Here we go. Faith Hill celebrates a birthday today, and boy, it's hard to believe that. So that would make her 56. Is that right? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Whoa. Of course, she married Tim McGraw. We won't mention all the boyfriends up until. Let's forget about that.
There's one at each stop.
But Faith Hill having a big birthday, and of course you can see her now. And is it 1883?
Yeah, and she did good. She
done so good. I didn't
good.
recognize her. I walked through a few weeks ago and I said,
true?
Angie, who's that? And she said that was Faith Hill. I wouldn't have known it.
And Tim McGraw playing the TV husband.
The big black beard on him.
Yeah.
I don't know. The beard look. Is it real? Because it looks peculiar on him. It may be.
I say it is.
Anyway, Brenda's going with Matlock over Ironsides. Tom T. Hall, God rest his soul, back in the late 60s would write a song. He didn't record it for whatever reason. He gave it to a young lady. She sat down and recorded this song, and today it will become number one, as we all remember that mini skirt as she walked into the Harper Valley PTA.
Harper Valley PTA.
Jenny C. Riley took it all the way to number one. It was so big that, well, I Dream of Jeannie had to make a movie out of it, if you'll remember back for that. You remember that movie?
I remember that now.
It was good. But that was that steel guitar that starts out Harper Valley PTA. There's Mr. Harper. 7 times he's asked me for a date.
You know, I love a steel guitar. The sound of it.
You just don't hear it on anything country anymore.
No.
They've lost them. It's a shortage in Nashville.
Don't even have a fiddle in the band.
Nope.
You're supposed to have a fiddle in the band.
If you're going to play in Texas.
If you're going to play in Texas.
Yeah. Oh, one of my all-time TV shows began on this date. I remember watching it as a kid. They saved the world, or at least they did in L.A. When I was a kid. They solved the crimes and worked together. This is back when cops really had a partner in their car.
Oh, yeah, it was two of them. You didn't one show up. You had two.
And I still kind of believe in its safety.
I think it needs to be.
Whoops, wrong button, Odie, as we go to 1 Adam 12. See the woman, see the woman.
Good show.
I really enjoyed that. And maybe one day we'll get two peoples back in the car again. Out of all the characters on this show, I think this guy made it. 1971, a guy named Alfonso Ribeiro was born. And maybe I pronounced that right, maybe I didn't. He would go on to also do, if I'm not mistaken, Odie, Funniest Home Videos.
That's right.
But most people are going to know him from what?
From the dance. They know him from the Fresh Prince of Bel Air, where he showed off his dancing
moves.
skills. With
Carlton.
The Carlton. I think he did. To me, he made the show.
He did. I agree with that.
He was funny. Yeah, the Carlton.
And he always wore the sweaters of the yuppie look.
Oh, yeah.
It just really made the part that much even better there. That guy was a great one. 1977, this would be released and is still known as one of the best albums that has ever been released. Maybe we could talk all night, but that ain't getting us nowhere. I poured it in. What's that next line, Odie?
I can't remember. Oh. Then he had the...
Bat Out of Hell was released, and that had 43 million copies of sold. Sells over 200,000 to this day. And, of course, we're talking Meatloaf. 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
That's
what
right.
sold it.
I mean, he had some good stuff.
Light of the Dashboard, I think, was one of his. But you will also remember him from They've Hijacked the Load. Randy Travis and all of that.
What was it?
Black Dog.
Yeah.
He was the bad guy in the red truck chasing the truck, if you want to remember back on that. I think we've lost Meatloaf since then, hadn't we?
Not too long ago. I think so. But I mean, I liked his music. He had some good music. But, yeah, he looked like he came from...
He had some rough times there.
He had some rough times.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Beverly says she had that album on cassette.
A lot of people did. That was big.
I sure did,
because there ain't no Coupe de Ville hiding in the bottom of a Cracker Jack box.
That's it.
I remember that line for whatever reason there was. 1985, this guy would make his debut on The Facts of Life. Women would go nuts for him after this, just like, oh, he's cute.
And there it went.
George Clooney made his debut on this date on The Facts of Life.
Wow.
He appeared in 17 episodes before he became the lead actor in a lot of things there.
17 episodes.
Bill says you can, there's a movie called, is that Roadie? Meatloaf was in it.
Well, I'll be darned.
Yeah, we learned more.
The Rocky Horror Picture Show.
This definitely was not one of my TV shows that I've never watched the first episode.
No.
I do realize that it was big. There's a lot of people that talked about it, but I was not one of them. It wasn't my taste, and that's okay because we're Americans. You have a right to watch what you want. But Will and Grace premiered on this date back in '98, and it was a huge TV show.
Yeah.
Just, again, was not the Scotty Ray cup of tea or Odie's.
Or the Odie's tea. Now, Reuben, I agree with Reuben.
What'd he say?
His best work was Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Talking about...
Meatloaf?
No, the one before this one. What's his name?
Alfonso?
No.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Perry Mason wasn't in that.
We just got through talking about. He was on Facts of Life.
Oh, you're talking, what's his name? George Clooney.
Yes. I done got us all messed up.
I didn't know what you were talking about there, Odie.
Yes, George Clooney. I believe his best work was Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Yeah, I got all confused on that one.
Discombobulated.
Yeah.
It was.
It's gonna be okay.
We'll be back with y'all here in a minute. We know y'all are still with us.
Yeah.
And then while we're working on this, So I do not think, and we're going to find out, that if you live in the county, you can dump at the city's hazardous waste. But the county has got 2 a year. They do one in the spring, and there's one coming up in the fall. And I will get dates for that. I'm working on getting that now.
Okay.
So city's going to be for city residents, and then the county's going to be for the county residents.
There we go. And here's another one of those shows that just didn't interest me, but a lot of people like. But NYPD Blue premiered on this date back in '93. Did you ever watch that?
Yeah,
one?
I didn't either.
But just didn't seem to attract me.
Yeah, just wasn't it.
Yeah, kind of wraps up what we had on this day in history there. I think anyway.
George Clooney on Roxanne. I remember an episode or so where he was on Roxanne for some reason.
Huh. I didn't know that. Anyway, well, we'll be right back. We got more coming up with Scotty Ray and Odie as we've got Thursday all lined out for you here.
Need an expert to repair a rock peck or cracked windshield? Call Advanced Auto Glass by Joey for quality workmanship and same-day service, as well as in-house calibration for vehicle safety systems. Reliable mobile service is available in Clark, Kemper, Neshoba, Lauderdale, and Newton counties for all cars, trucks, and heavy equipment. Book your appointment today for custom tinting. It can reduce temps, fading, glare, and more. Improve the safety and enhance the appearance of your vehicle today with services from Advanced Auto Glass by Joey.
Bring on long days, sweltering heat, and acres that just won't end. Exmark mowers were born to deliver legendary reliability, signature cut quality, and stubborn durability that refuses to give in. Because like you, Exmark mowers were built for this. Visit your local dealer or explore an Exmark online for special finance offers available now.
The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Marion, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built in, are conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group. Welcome back. And of course, we'll be moving into tornado season here before long in November. Those are great for that time of year.
Yes, it is.
Hey, tell me this. I don't know if this is becoming a nationwide thing, but I read where DeSoto County, Mississippi is getting to where they're going to start it where you can reach 911 by texting. Is that becoming a thing nationwide?
It is. It really is. And it can help if you're in a situation where you can't, hey, I need the police. I can't talk. Or you physically can't talk, that you can type out a text and send that in. I think it's a great thing. It's going to take a while for everybody to get over to it, to get the equipment that's next.
So Lauderdale County would have to get new equipment before they could.
Yeah.
Ah.
And that equipment has a lifespan, and it's not long before ours is at end of life. That's something that you want to keep up. You don't want to keep pushing that. But to have this type, and we think that it will also allow more tips to come in.
I can see that. It is anonymous, so to speak.
It is. So now, if you'll use an anonymous text to call in a tip, why won't you use a telephone to call in a tip?
It spooks them, I think.
That's
my best bet.
None of that stuff's getting out. None of that information's getting out. If y'all see something, say something.
What you're saying, it doesn't leave that room.
It does not leave that room. Nobody knows who, what, where, when, and why.
They won't even tell police officers. If police officers say, well, who sent that in? They go, nope, that's anonymous. We cannot tell. All you got to say is this is anonymous and I don't want my name used, and they won't repeat it.
Not a thing. Not your name, not your number, not nothing. The only way we're going to clean up our area is if we start saying, hey, I saw something. And you can be protected. So
Jerome has a point there. County might need to spend their money on 911 instead of special votings. Imagine that, $60,000 used for something we really need. Just thinking out loud.
Just thinking out loud.
Yeah. We had an arrest in Lauderdale County as we go to this. Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department will be a part of this. Meridian Public School released this yesterday afternoon as we pull this up. One of the suspects, and again, we say suspects, you're innocent until proven guilty here, has been arrested for the theft of the over 70 devices that were taken from Poplar Springs, Odie.
You're not just stealing stuff, but now you just devastated that school that was depending on coming in the next day and teaching our kids, and you just took the computers that they used to do that.
Now, I want to say this. Officially, I have not gotten word on this, but what's that song I keep hearing in the morning? Who was it? I heard it through the grapevine. I got word that this gentleman also has been arrested as an off-duty Meridian Public School officer. Goes, wait a minute, that's that guy. He calls the Meridian Police Department. They rush in, and I do believe Colby Scott Thomas has been arrested. I just have not received official word to be able to post it yet. I'm going to start pushing this out.
That says both suspects are in custody.
There you go.
Good deal. I hope they are, and I hope they stay there.
That is good.
Yeah. They don't even need to bail out.
That taken from kids, that's just wrong. We all know that. Now, there's two things that comes to mind on this. Well, I think of Elvis. Jailhouse Rock is the first thing. But this is Mississippi, and maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it can turn somebody's life around, but an album has been recorded at Parchman. Are you aware of that?
No, not till now.
Well, what they did was they went in, set up a recording thing. Yeah, I guess you had to be on good behavior, but they're saying the talent it's a gospel album at Parchman is unreal, and it's on YouTube. You can take a listen to see if you like it or not. But some a cappella, just some incredible voices behind the bars in the great state of Mississippi.
So does the prison get the money?
Yes.
Okay.
It goes back to the prison. They don't get it individually. Look up Parchman Prison Prayer, and you'll be able to find that on YouTube and listen to some of the music.
Now, I wouldn't mind if it was earmarked to where that money could only be spent on rehabilitation, as
helping the prisoners
in different, gospel area, your religious area.
Yeah.
Because that's where the money come from.
Well, here's where it's going to. It's going to the Mississippi Department of Corrections Chaplain Services.
Okay. All right.
That's a pretty good deal there.
I'm 100% for that. Yep.
So something good coming out of something bad.
That's right. To help, and it looks like it's for the Department of Corrections, which is not just for Parchman. It's for all of the chaplains in the Department of Corrections. I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
And maybe some of that will trickle down to our prison.
Yeah, you can't never tell.
Yeah.
Let's see what else is going on here. They've identified the body in Jackson, Mississippi. Remember the body we found? They found in the creek there in Richland. It's been identified as 29-year-old Dan Belton.
Multiple gunshot wound.
Imagine that.
Terrible.
That's going on across the state of Mississippi as we always kind of catch you up to date on what's happening there. We'll be right back. We got some more headlines that we hadn't talked about yet. Stay close. We'll tell you all about it. Vote no on October the 3rd. The Lauderdale County School Board wants to raise your taxes. The board is asking for an additional $12.5 million for the Career and Technical Education Project, bringing the total cost to $20.5 million. Which means higher taxes for you to pay. The election alone will cost taxpayers $40,000 to $50,000. Send the school board a message. Vote no on raising your taxes by voting no for the $12.5 million for the Career and Technical Project, paid for by taxpayers for reduced Lauderdale County school spending. Rock House Gun and Pawn is open. You pump shotgun or an AR. The Rock House will have the gun that you need, with a huge selection of ammunition for just about any caliber that you may be looking for. Pistols, scopes, and a whole lot more. Plus a private lobby for your confidentiality when it comes to your pawns. Rock House Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North Meridian. Interstate Auto, conveniently located on North Frontage Road in Meridian, right down from IHOP, has a large selection of late model cars and trucks just waiting on you. You may be in the market for an SUV or a family sedan to fit all the kids in. And a huge selection of trucks, whether it's a Ford, a GMC, a Chevrolet, a Dodge Ram that you're looking for, or an economical Toyota truck. Inventory changes daily at Interstate Auto. From a minivan to a sporty four-door sedan, Interstate Auto has what you need. North Frontage Road, Meridian. Well, the government shutdown is not settled yet. It could still happen. I didn't even know this was going on. I got a call from my son the other day, and he goes, "You paid attention to this?" And I said, "Do what?" And he goes, "Look this stuff up." And they were one vote away, and, well, it fell apart there. The Republicans are not on the same page as Democrats, and it's been held off. I think it's coming up in October. If this is not handled by them, we could have another government shutdown.
At the end of this month,
Yeah.
for the new fiscal year coming out in October.
It's got to be handled by September the 30th.
That's it. And now, he's right in the middle of it up there in Washington.
Yeah.
Ooh. But
all projects go woof.
Here's my thing. When they say they're going to have a government shutdown, they stop sending out what do you call the Social Security checks? I don't know why. Because that money comes out of another account. That money should be sent.
You're right.
But their paycheck ought to be stopped.
And it's not, is it?
And it's not. They're going to continue to get their check. Welfare checks come to a stop. Their paychecks
Social Security checks come to a stop during this also, don't they?
Oh, yeah, one of the first ones to come to a stop.
But it doesn't make sense. There should be Congress, anybody that profits off of this while they yell at one another, their check should immediately stop. The American people should not suffer from what they're doing.
Well, now I say the American people on Social Security.
Man.
If you're getting the free handout check, then yours should stop too, because that's where your money's coming from.
You're going back to those Americans who have worked and paid in. And
that Social Security's in a whole different fund.
And there's so many people. Y'all got to think on this. Now, Social Security, this is a different ballgame. There are so many, and you got to think now, over 60, you're not as healthy as you used to. You can't work. People are retired, and this buys their medicine, their food on the table, their light bill, and if that check is prolonged, not everybody else understands why you don't have money.
That's right.
You know where I'm going with that, Odie.
I mean, it's tough. But yet all the other stuff, military doesn't get paid. It's crazy. I just don't understand it. But their paychecks for our Congress should be the very first thing that is immediately stopped if they can't fix it.
60 Minutes getting some backlash over a Deion Sanders interview. And I don't know if because I looked it up one day.
I saw it.
He left Jackson State, went on to, is it Colorado's where he's at now?
Colorado.
When his house went up for sale, I thought, well, that looks neat. So I looked at it. There was a for sale sign, a humongous house, beautiful. But 60 Minutes is getting a slap on the face, backlash, so to speak, across America due to the fact that they showed a home in Jackson, Mississippi that was, well, in the poor side of town instead of showing, they did it on purpose to make Mississippi look bad. And people are not adapting to it very well.
I mean,
here's the picture that they used there. They used this picture here, and they're saying, why did you do that?
Let me ask y'all this. Does that surprise you?
Yeah, they constantly want Mississippi to look. It doesn't. Y'all know that. We rank last in a lot of things, and sometimes it's because
we rank first in the amount of government money that's being sent to any state.
We do. We are number one in that.
You know, so ooh, it's too late to get an Odieism going.
San Francisco, what's going on there? It looks as though the overdose rate is up.
Just because they put vending machines in, it allows you to get needles and stuff. Surely that didn't help the cause.
Ooh, we've had this month. August was the deadliest month since 2021. We really need officials that think vending machine for drugs
that are free. All you got to do is push a button and it all comes out.
Where do we live, Odie? I mean, seriously.
We live in hell.
That's starting to be what is happening as we see pictures emerging. And we don't see it's bad. We're starting to see forms of it, even here in Meridian, of zombie-type people. I've seen them on the side of the road jumping and jerking. And you go, well, what's wrong with that? Well, it's drugs. The street. I got a picture yesterday of homeless piled up against a business. But when we go to the larger cities where there's a higher population, there's so much more. And we do look like the TV show Walking Dead.
We do.
Wow.
We do. All right, so somebody said Mr. Google says that Social Security stops will not stop. Social Security checks will not stop.
Well, that would be good.
So that's good. But I know their paycheck doesn't stop, and it should when everything else does.
If you stop checks or anything, they should do
and
it
I
out
think
there.
since they shoved health care down our throat, they ought to be on the same exact health care insurance that the American people's on.
Absolutely. And isn't theirs free on top of that?
Yeah, it's free.
That's not
Retirement's
right.
free. Everything's free. I got a problem
Yeah,
with
if our
that.
insurance isn't good enough for you, then
Why'd you throw it on?
we need somebody level-headed to step in and go, whoop. Y'all remember that old Rome story? We need to fix things. It's about out of time for us, Odie.
It is, and this is the fastest hour on the web. It doesn't take long for just to go through. We have a lot of stuff that we love to bring you every day, but we'll be back in 23 hours. Golly, what's tomorrow? Friday?
It is.
Man, this whole week. But have a safe day. We love you, and we will see you then. Bye.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.